has been great. Um, Speaking of boxing great, Gabrielle Fundora, definitely very fun to watch. Know how to use her size. She actually got skills for her to be tall. I actually think she got more skills than her brother does. Humbly, he is a champion, so I am not trying to disrespect him in any form or fashion. Uh, just sharing my perspective. Um, ultimately, man, matches like Billy and Lester just was spectacular and nothing short of great. Very entertaining. Of course, we seen Crawford in his own right basically show that he was the man of this era. Um, it's sad that he's being compared to Mayweather, who's also great. I'm glad they speaking on both of their names. But Mayweather did what he had to do, and what he did was special in his era. So we got to see black fighters, be on top of the sport as they always continue to be. I mean, and it is great Mexicans. It is great fighters from other ethnicities. So I'm not. It's not necessarily just about a race thing. It's just about the percentages shows that the black athlete typically have the better attributes. So yeah, man. I'm mad excited. Uh, in general for boxing. Um, Now the direction that it's headed, I feel like it is going to start to take a spiral, and not necessarily because of the fans not wanting to be a part of it or not engaging, but more so just the promoters continually feeling the need to make more, uh, but not necessarily have the power to get more competitive matchups. And I feel like that's the reason why Dana White is trying to come into the industry to solve the problem of the matches not being as competitive. But Dana White is also trying to take food out of fighters' mouths by putting them in situations to where they can't even fully negotiate terms while putting their life on a fucking line. Yo, what it look like? Hey man, hey, Gabrielle Fundora got real skills, man. I was saying she's sharper than her brother, in my opinion, man. Uh, Definitely nice to see. I ain't gonna lie, a Adames is about to be in the unification, possibly. It's beautiful. Why they Mayweather ain't coming back? I hope Mayweather ain't silly though. Mayweather is one of those fighters that I could say. Mayweather is one of those fighters that I can honestly say he knew how to pace himself correctly. Not only in the ring, but when it was time to basically cash out, he milked it for a little bit and walked away. They talking about he possibly was hinting at doing a comeback after the Mike Tyson fight. He might miss the money and all of that, but he ain't coming back. He know better. He'll continue to milk the he'll continue to milk the exhibition fight, Kyle. I'm pretty sure he can still get some money out of it because at the end of the day, he got a personality that's special and built for social media. I mean, it's not really my whole thing with that, Justin. It's not really a business plan that's really going. We probably going to have the chance to really see. It's one of those things to where it's going to be like the next era of fighters. Put him in a situation to where he catch him in bad situations, give him a crazy ass sign up bonus to try to make them, obligate themselves over there for something super long term, where realistically he gonna walk away with the bigger bag. But if you sit there and put a bunch of money in front of a poor person's face, they may say yes to fucked up terms and conditions simply because the speech and the language is a language that they can't necessarily correctly speak. Um, Mayweather fighting Golovkin would be interesting. Mayweather rematch Pacquiao. It's not necessarily something that I want to see. I know in their minds they would try to make it intense. They would prepare mentally and everything. But Nate, I don't necessarily see that being a competitive matchup such as it could have been before, simply because their bodies are not able to perform at an optimal rate. Nah, yeah. I mean, but it all depends on the terms. It all depends on the terms, Justin. You know, he giving out 360 deals too. Niggas can't even sell barbecue sauce over in the UFC without him getting paid off of it. So I already know in TKO he doing the same thing. Basically, he's putting you in a deal to where he's basically responsible for your stardom in and out the square circle, which is to me is outrageous. Get paid how you get paid. If they decide to sign a contract for fighting, and you give them a crazy sign up bonus, but then the pay overall be shit and they can't negotiate it, they put themselves in that situation to understand it, then so be it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know their situation, but I know he got the bank to where he can give you something crazy. Sign here for 20 years, knowing that the lifespan of a fighter might not even be 20 years. You know what I mean? So to each their own though. I can't get mad at the deals because people still take UFC deals and they still strive to fight in the UFC, even if that mean they drive a Corolla because they love what they do, and I ain't mad at them. I ain't gonna lie, yeah, I don't see it being stable just because of that neither. But again, he already got somebody signed under him. Even though we seen a lackluster performance, the guy still look like he got some type of skill set. You get what I'm saying? And he's serious about his craft. So he figured out a way to be able to work a deal out with him. Who knows? He might got a better deal. His deal may not be like the deals that he trying to give to new niggas, but he might get these people to build it up and make it look like it's something. He may give people better deals, and they'll act as if marketers and build relationships with these fighters to be able to basically mold them to want to be on part of TKO, and do this one weight class. I mean, one champion per weight class with the incentive that these motherfuckers get at each other and lock in more, but no sanctioning bodies is really no protection. At the end of the day, niggas is gonna continue to die in the ring, such as the percentages say that they do annually, and you're gonna be walking away with crumbs if you take the deal from main man. I don't like it. I don't take it serious. I am also glad that it is some systems put in place to protect these fighters, but like I said, big bank take little bank. They might sit down with somebody. They might don't want to give them as much up front, or Dana figure out what they getting up front because they tell him. And he basically try to top it, and it's up to that person to take, the joint that's gonna pay them later on down the line and build their name up, or get this money right now, cause tomorrow ain't promised. Shit. A lot of shit with business be how you perceive it and what it is that you want. You know what I mean? That shit may vary for anybody. But but yeah, Mayweather don't need to come back. Mayweather don't need to come back to no actual pro boxing, like trying to box these young lions. You know what I mean? And I know they're gonna be sitting there, especially this media. They're gonna be asking him all this wild shit about Crawford, trying to make it to where they butt heads. Come on, man. They was in two different eras, man. And they ran them bitches. You get what I'm saying? Let them niggas live, bro. All that wild shit. Crawford won now. We want him to take fucking super. We want him to be Superman and fight people way bigger than him. And all this little wild shit. Like, come on, man. You go down to 160 or you go down to 54, whatever you want to do. It is what it is if that's what you want to do. But other than that, trying to trying to basically put him in a situation to where it's a higher probability of him possibly losing is wild. I know they're always gonna do that with black fighters, but I mean, we be running shit when it comes to being up in the ranks, bro. It just is what it is. And don't get me wrong, it's great Mexicans, it's great Caucasians, It's great Europeans. It's great Russians. It's great Ukrainians. You get what I'm saying? Well, it is what it is. And the beauty of those great fighters is they be having a country behind them. We got somebody like Devin Haney who actually give us the fights that we want to see. And he actually fight the competition. And black people don't even like him. Because he not hood. Like, come on, bro. Yeah, I might have grew up in the trenches, but I don't necessarily want to see that for somebody else. Seem like Turkey trying to pawn him out. Yeah, I know. When he should have pushed Canelo to fight him in the first place. He was trying to push for Canelo to fight him though. Remember, Canelo said he wanted 200 to fight him. And I'm pretty sure if they do come up with the 200, he gonna want 250 all of a sudden. Just is what it is. At this point, they fuck around. If they offer Canelo 150, he would take it, especially coming off a loss. Cause like, what more do Canelo got to lose? You already took a loss from a smaller guy, so to lose to a bigger guy, but physically his body can't keep up. I don't really see him having a good camp for it and being able to actually prepare for it without putting excessive wear and tear on his body any fucking way. And then come fight night, Benavidez is gonna outpunch him. He gonna outpunch him. It's gonna be a beating. I ain't gonna lie, we might see him go. And I don't mean out on his feet neither. I mean go. Like a live hibachi show. Benavidez get in there and get the beating on him. Yo, what it look like, bro? Yeah, Benavidez get in there and get the beating on him, bro. Yeah, I think Benavidez will stop Canelo. But they can make it make sense. I'm pretty sure he'll do it. He got it's just that you're not gonna sit there and make him go in a hard fight when he know his body can't keep up with it. I can't blame him for not taking Benavidez as of lately. The way he lost to Crawford, clearly he can't keep up at a high work rate. Look at when they was locking in and how Crawford assured that if they did have a little bit back and forth, that he outpointed him every single fucking time. Outpointed him, and then made sure when he wanted to make an escape, he made it on his terms. Even after taking flush shots, he was able to make fast escapes. It wasn't a time that we seen fucking Crawford in like some type of vortex to where he don't see what's happening next. You get what I'm saying? That motherfucker his eyes was open. You could tell he had the right amount of nervousness. Not nervous to where he ain't gonna get shit done, but nervous to where his senses is just heightened. He just see more and he just more aware. Yeah, he gonna punch, but he gonna be calculated. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, all of that comparing Floyd Crawford shit to me is fucking ridiculous, bro. Just let everybody be who they are and be great where they was great at, and that's just what the fuck we gonna do, bro. All of that trying to make them be ops and all of that. Come on, man. One retired, one active. It is what it is, bro. Hopefully, Bud leaves 68 because that young kid Shiraz wanted those belts from Canelo. I mean, when it really come down to the man who control the belts, kind of control on what's next. Especially when you got all of them, you can figure out a way to maneuver. And I don't think he gonna fight Shiraz. I got Canelo fighting Shiraz before him. Shiraz slow enough for Canelo to still work. And a tall frame. I mean, he can dig to the body a little bit better. You see, Crawford was smothering that left hook to the bottom. He took that shit away, bro. Neutralized the nigga main weapon. But I mean, I got him possibly even going down to 60 or figuring out something at a catch weight. They fuck around, they paying right. It might be Golovkin next, for all we know. But yeah, man, hey man, shout out to Gabriella Fundora again, bro. That bitch can fight, man. Shout out to her. Off the rip. Got I like to see him, yeah, 160. You know, he about to fight Dames though, so um, you know, he might have to just take some time off possibly. But he's smart. He know how to he'll get something in the middle if he feel like he need it. Go down to 160, get maybe like some tune up shit until he can actually, go for the belts. But yeah, Adames about to fight him. They almost nearly at a finish in negotiations, unless they can make the Crawford fight make more sense with Turkey backing Crawford. So, and I feel like Crawford on some shit like I finally get my just due. You know what I mean? I'm gonna stand and milk the game. If you really want to milk the game, you might as well fight the UFC nigga just for the culture. Go and get that fucking bag, and then you go down to 160 and try to chase them belts. Go and get that bag. I would not be mad at somebody like Crawford if he take a fight with a UFC fighter just for him to be able to, you know what I mean, get a mega bag because it's a crossover. And it's bringing both of the sports together as a collaboration. I am cool with that, bro. I'm not even going to lie to you. A man that was basically on the wrong side of the smoking gun when it came to being that welterweight, he wasn't going to get the matchups because PBC got to keep the belts to get the pay-per-views. It's business. So, you know, where you sub to your channel at? I don't know how the fuck you do it from here. I don't know, bro. Not from the live. But it's at Hot Takes Boxing, so I'll make sure hold on. I can't even follow you from here. I will though. I'll make sure I add you too. Appreciate you. But yeah, man, just gotta yeah, Crawford, go and get that money. Go and get that UFC money. Some people might don't like that. They might want to see him in another ultra competitive matchup. Man, he getting older. I understand he in great shape. I understand he is a freak when it comes to strength and all of that good shit. But go and get it, bro. The three dots in the top right corner. Oh, all right, my dog. That shit ain't on my corner. That's why I ain't know. Appreciate you, ETC. But yeah, yeah, man, go and get that. Go and get that UFC bag, man. One of them little crossover things, man. Go and get it, Crawford. All of that sitting there trying to fight somebody, he ain't gonna get. I understand. Stylistically, him versus Jerron Boots Ennis is I feel like one of the most competitive matchups. But at 38 years old, and don't nobody want to go through that, bro. You get what I'm saying? Unless they make the money make sense. So if they're gonna make it a mega fight to where it's worth it for Boots and it's worth it for Crawford, and they want to meet at a weight that's comfortable, a catch weight, then yeah, I would love to see it, but it's not happening. He ain't going through that headache, bro. Crawford fight Mayweather? Nah, it's not happening, bro. I I don't think it's no amount of money that Crawford would. That Mayweather would take that, and I wouldn't blame him. This is somebody who actively just beat one of the better fighters in boxing. Why, if I haven't been active in that level of boxing, would I want to step back in to try to prove myself? Mayweather had an error, he had an error. Who I got if they did, I'm not picking nobody. It's 50-50 to me. I'm not picking nobody. I don't want to see it. Why them two? It's other competition. Why? It don't even make fucking sense. If I'm not getting fucking Crawford versus Jerron Ennis, and they both actively in motion, like really in the field, why would I want to see somebody come from retirement and fight somebody who in the field? Like it don't make sense to me. That's not entertaining, in my opinion. Some people might want to see the black fighter versus the black fighter. That may be their selling point. That's the type of shit that's entertaining to them. It's not in this case. It's not to me. If they both was actively, in motion in the field, I would love to see it. So I don't want to sound like I'm picking a side with that. I'm not. I don't like it. It don't make sense to me. Just like even though I would like to see Boots versus Crawford, it don't make sense from the perspective of Crawford. I'm finally to the point to where I'm getting these better matchups. Why the fuck would I go fight somebody younger for possibly less money when I can fight somebody within my age category that has just as much wear and tear as I may have, and we can still make great fights. Like, it got to make sense to business, and it got to make sense to the level of opposition. Yeah, we can sit here and say what we want to say, and we all entitled to our own opinions, but it's like the matchmaking is detailed. Like when Bomac and Crawford picked Canelo, they seen something that they felt like they could obviously capitalize on, which they did. So, and he got just as much skin in the game as Crawford. It's just that one been in the pros since he was 15 years old fighting grown men. So Canelo just got more wear and tear on his body than Crawford, which we could deem as experience, but at their level, their performance would naturally actually start to decline based on how much experience they do have. So somebody like Canelo who got damn near 70 fights, you get what I'm saying? That's wear and tear. Yeah, it's knowledge, it's education, but it's also wear and tear. These are factors that it has to be considered, because when it's time for your body to go, ain't nothing you could do. This is why at the end you seen the Boots and Sean Porter sparring. No, I actually haven't, but if I seen what Crawford did to him, I know Boots could do the same thing. Humbly, this is not a knock to Sean Porter. It's just that these are basically two fighters who not only switch hit, but they also make micro adjustments. Like, yeah, you can catch them, but once you catch them, can you catch them again? We seen Crawford get dropped, and they ruled this slip, even though he really got dropped, and he got up and started beating ass, and he just started beating ass, and he made sure that he made his statement by stopping it. So um, shout out to Sean Porter though, and I ain't got nothing against him. He was great in his own right. He fought everybody he could. He got some great wins. He got losses to elite fighters. It just is what it is. My fault, y'all. But I mean, sparring is just sparring, bro. What happens in the gym happen in the gym. I be having the privilege to see sometimes Boots spar in person. I have privileges to see other great fighters such as Jesse Hart. And what happens in the gym happens in the gym. Now we know Sean Porter him. No, we know Sean Porter him. I mean, yes, Sean. I know it's just interesting to see. Nah, I feel you. Nah, I ain't tap into it though. I ain't gonna lie, I'm surprised they even put that out there, but I mean Sean Porter humble. He don't give a fuck. Dude still him. That's why he still got a brain. Even after, when it's all said and done. And people tapping in and supporting him, so it is what the fuck it is, bro. And he respect the game. He ain't like main man off boxing voice who yelling at, you know, people who are world champs and then telling them what they're not great at or what fights that they do should get bootleg. Just that's bullshit. Nobody ain't worked that hard for a media guy to basically try to publicly shit on him, for clicks and views. Like I'm not down for that. Yeah, I had my little criticisms and shit like that, but you know, I respect what they doing. At the end of the day, what they doing take not only a lot of heart, but it take an immense amount of focus and an immense amount of dedication. So I can't do nothing but take my hat off to people who fight. I don't care if you got a winning record, losing record, none of that. I'm not basing it off your record. Even the L's he took, he was a live dog. Yeah, he was winning on cards against Bud before the 10th round. I understand that, but I ain't gonna lie, Bud made the adjustment. Niggas told him he was losing, he made the adjustment, bro. I ain't that's the type of shit that I say that's crazy about him. And outside of that Karen fight, when Boots was basically trying to rush to work, because he was home, and he looked sloppy against Karen when he ran, but he won every round the first time. So I can't really discredit him. He was trying to actually make it a fight, make it entertaining, and the other fighter wasn't. But he a Caucasian or European fighter, so he gonna get credit for running 12 rounds and not throwing a single punch. Because the black community is gonna tear down the black person. It just is what it is, and it just doesn't go for all black people. But a lot of people criticized him and said he looked sloppy the first fight, even though he stood up in the corner each round and show how dedicated he was throughout the camp. And he basically went out there and actively won every single fucking round. So but like Boots can make micro adjustments. I do want to see him, you know, after this fight, eventually get in there with stiffer competition and people who are quote unquote names. Motherfuckers tried to make it seem like Virgil was over Stanionis. It's bullshit to me. Stanionis actually won a title versus Virgil got dropped 2 times in one of his matches, and niggas tried to make it seem like he was on top of the world. Nah, I know Bud was down. I seen how it went. It's just that what I'm saying is they told the nigga he was losing, and he made the adjustment, and the shit turned around. So this ain't a Sean Porter bashing contest. He a live dog, all of that. I ain't here to discredit man. What he did is what he did, and he actually is one of the fighters who care for giving the people an entertaining show, such as the Devin Haney, in my opinion. So people like that, win, lose, draw, I'm with him. I can't wait until Boots smokes someone people think is him. For some reason, boxing fans, boxing media have been real bold with their mouths. Um, my thing is, I don't bash Boots. It's just that I understand his capabilities, and I just want him to basically like shut people up. But they tried to bash him when it came to the Virgil situation. I got him stopping Virgil. All of that try to run in shit. Boots' feet is too good for that, and he cracking with both hands. Uh, no, I know you ain't talking about me. I'm just sharing my perspective. But Boots cracking with both hands. He knocking Virgil Ortiz the fuck. Hey, listen. If he do get that fight with Virgil, like let's just say that shit was some shit that where like they do it next, I'm putting the house on Boots by stoppage, bro. That shit is not going no fucking 10. It ain't going 12. It ain't going none of that shit. You get what I'm saying? It's no way Virgil not running into nothing with somebody who got great feet like that. Not just that, could actually put together a combo that's fast enough to be able to hit you with some shit you can't see. That's the thing, man. Motherfuckers don't realize how fast Boots is. You might see some of that shit on TV and you don't think that it's fast, but I've seen that shit in person multiple times, bro. That shit is fast, bro. Yeah, but I would like the matchup to happen if it could, simply because just the running their mouth. And they tried to make it seem like him going for a title was a lesser opponent because he's not a household name. That's one thing that I don't like. And this is why at first I was a little bit, now I'm not going to say critical, but I was a little bit on some shit like, damn, I wish Boots would just step it up sooner But at the same time, he needs to see how he feel at the weight class for him to decide what it is that he want to do. I can't get mad at that man for wanting to take his time. I don't even feel like it was the media that made staying on this was a nobody. I feel like it just was people in general because they say that they fans of the game, but they only fans of the most marketable people. I could watch club show boxing and wholeheartedly enjoy myself, like have a good fucking night. You get what I'm saying? Some people can't do that. Some people could only watch the stars. They could only watch it when it's a big pay-per-view event. Like I could just watch it. You get what I'm saying? For hours. Like and like won't bat an eye or think about doing anything different. So it's like different strokes for different folks. Staying honest wasn't there because he was some easy pick. Staying honest was there because he was willing to step in the ring with Boots. We seen him try to get the fight with a more explosive fighter in Brian Norman Jr. The shit didn't necessarily work out. You know what I mean? No matter what they tried to offer them. He tried to get the fight with Mario Barrios when he was champion and before he was champion. The shit didn't work out. So it was like, Staying Honest was willing to sign a contract. It is what the fuck it is, bro. Love it or hate it, but I'm not mad at that man for going to go win the belt and then deciding he want to move up. Like it's his legacy. He still got to do it the way that he want to. At least nobody can say he just wasn't an email champ at 47 then, because he actually won a belt. Like he won it the harder way. It don't matter how it looks stylistically, because stylistically somebody that gifted and multi-dimensional is giving anybody problems. Because like how do you prepare for somebody like that in camp? You look at tendencies. The last couple of matches he went southpaw. You get a bunch of great southpaw work with great footwork, and then he start to match off orthodox. Like, how do you prepare for that? This is a reason why a lot of people don't necessarily, want to fight him because it's a headache. Will people do it if the money makes sense? I'm sure, but they may not always react to the initial offers. It might be their biggest payday that they could possibly receive in their career, but they'll still say that it's not high enough when it comes to him in particular because it's a fucking headache. Other than that, people gonna be critical, man. It just is what it is, bro. It come with the game, especially on black fighters. Dev Haney is the perfect example. And dude, he's one of the very few who give us all the matches that we want to see. He legitimately try to fight the best. Rather it makes sense for both people on some of the terms, he still reach out and try to fight him. Does that necessarily mean he could beat every and anybody that he try to fight? No, but he's willing to take a chance. I ain't mad at that. He actually give us matchups to where we want to tap in and see what's going on. Rather if you watching it to criticize him or you watching it as a fan. And that's one of the reasons why he'll forever be a household name, because he gonna get your eyes. I mean, we'll see. I do feel like at 154, it's a lot of confident champions that, would definitely fight him. I honestly feel like that. I could be wrong, but I got Sebastian Fundora fighting anybody. Stylistically, boots to the body, stops him. He too he too long, bro. That tall shit is cool, but he ain't got good enough feet or good enough jab to keep Boots off his ass. Awkward matchup, but I still got him by stoppage to the body. Look, by a liver shot. I I ain't gonna lie. My only thing with Jamel, if he do get him right away, believe it or not, even though technically Jamel is the king of 154, had the hardest run, Hey, listen, had the hardest run at 154. If Boots beat him up, niggas ain't going niggas not gonna give him credit because they're gonna keep on saying, "Oh, Canelo." Was he but do they have confident promoters and managers is the question. Yeah, I mean, but you see, it is some people still in the game like Earl Spence, even though people don't give him that credit. I mean, PBC do that though. Even though, e- e- yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Even though some of these promoters and all of that be trying to hold people back, it's some fighters who do get on some shit like, I ain't cooperating with shit unless we make this happen. We seen Earl Spence do it. True Warrior, once he took the loss, people shelved him and started talking bad about him. He's still my favorite fighter. I didn't think he would beat Crawford, but he's still my favorite fighter. I ain't want to see him like that. It happened, but it is what it is, man. Hey, but listen, guys, I appreciate y'all. If y'all ain't sub, please sub. Hey, and we gonna lock back the fucking tomorrow around 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. I'm finna slide off. If Jamel and Boots were to fight, once I get off, I need y'all to go comment on this video. Who would y'all have in Jamel Charlo versus Jerron Boots Ennis? Let me know.